You're on top and you don't have enough. You're happy because you're successful, for now. But what is happiness? It's a moment before you need more happiness.
Damn!
As William Hofstadt once said, conversation is an art, and he was right. Nothing exemplifies the mastery of that art form more than Mad Men's Don Draper, an advertising executive by day and a womanizer by night, and his meeting with Dow Chemical. In today's video, we will explore the art of conversation, breaking it down to its fundamentals. We'll use this scene as an example and discuss where great conversations can lead us. Let's dive in.
Okay, let's go.
How often have you found yourself in a conversation that goes awry, leads to misunderstandings, or leaves you feeling isolated? Probably too many times to count. Why? Likely because you're missing the key fundamentals that create a great conversation.
Okay.
Conversations happen every day and in every possible way. Even in silence, there's a conversation. It's frustrating when conversations aren't productive, fruitful, or go as planned. As humans, we crave good times, connections, and being heard. When that doesn't happen, we feel isolated, leading to further inwardness and a negative spiral of deeper isolation. One effective solution is incorporating the 4 F's for a successful conversation: framing, focus, facts, and flow. Let's quickly examine each part before diving into the breakdown of this scene. Framing. What is it? It is the act of setting up the conversation, ensuring everyone is on the same page. In a world full of chaos, with myriad things happening simultaneously, individuals, though present physically, may have their minds elsewhere. We are all prone to this distraction. Framing, in essence, paints the picture and creates guardrails for a successful conversation, preventing it from veering off track.
Nah, see, like for me, it's about that yeet.
Nah, I feel like yeet. It's about...
Focus. Now that you know the topic and have set the conversation parameters, staying on track is crucial. Other people's agendas, interpretations, or perspectives can cause confusion or try to trip you up. A focused conversation is a productive one. This means being prepared, leading us to the next F.
Yeah, I feel that, but yeah, but what about the yeet?
Facts. Think of them as conversation fuel. Relevant facts propel the discussion forward, but irrelevant or false ones disrupt the flow. Facts have the power to capture attention and linger in people's thoughts long after the conversation ends.
I feel that, but the yeet got it, boy. Like, talking about...
Flow. This represents the healthy back and forth, a rhythm within the conversation. Let it be a give and take, allowing others to talk. This also means knowing when to press forward or lean back.
Yo, chill, bro. Come on. Chill. Oh! Dumbass. Pissing me off. I'm sorry.
Let's start with framing. Before the interview even started, Ed Baxter and the other Dow Chemical executives made Don and Roger wait for 1 hour and 45 minutes. They wanted to send a message that the meeting was futile. Remember, even silence is a form of communication. Aside from the waiting, the Dow Chemical executives had curt remarks, further framing the futility of the conversation. That didn't deter Don. He let the moment breathe, and when given the floor, he established the framing of the conversation.
Well, Ed, I want to talk about your business.
What about it?
See, I've been looking at what you're doing, and I think you're in desperate need of change.
And you're just the guy to do it.
I am.
With the framing established, the focus kept the conversation intact. When pressed, or if the conversation veered off in a direction unrelated to the topic, Don set the boundaries. For instance, he exclaimed that he didn't want to hear about the infamous letter again and maintained eye contact. Body language is also a form of communication. Then, he quickly steered the conversation back to the topic, remaining focused the entire time.
I had a feeling this is what this was all about.
It's not. This is about your business.
With everyone on the same page, Don shared the facts to elevate the conversation further. Anytime they tried to rebuff him, he came back with more facts about their own company, showing he clearly had done his research. He also hit them with witty lines that visibly moved them, giving them something to think about.
You have a big line of diverse and charismatic products, and you keep making more. Zip tape, styrofoam, Ravana. And why do you do that? Because even though success is a reality, its effects are temporary. You get hungry even though you've just eaten.
The flow of his facts allowed others to join in, creating a nice back and forth and clearly showing people's engagement. At this point, he had won almost everyone except for Ed Baxter. This is when Don knew it was time to press, and the whole setup of the conversation led to this moment, resulting in a beautiful crescendo of all the fundamentals combined with great passion for thought and honesty.
You're happy with 50%. You're on top and you don't have enough. You're happy because you're successful, for now. But what is happiness? It's a moment before you need more happiness. I won't settle for 50% of anything. I want 100%. You're happy with your agency? You're not happy with anything. You don't want most of it, you want all of it. And I won't stop until you get all of it.
Then he quickly ends the meeting, not only to make his closing statements more impactful, but Don did what he set out to do, knowing there is no need to linger. When the focus of the topic is concluded, so is the conversation. Don took the meeting from starting off with the futility of the whole meeting on Ed Baxter's side, whose starting comment was, "What's so urgent?" to ending it with a grateful,
Thank you for stopping by.
Don's coup de grace was complete. He ends up getting their business, his goal all along. The amazing part about a great conversation is that you can always walk away with something, whether it is thought-provoking, comedic, or a new partnership, as we have seen with Don. A conversation doesn't have to be an actual dialogue between two parties. It can be had in a multitude of ways, such as movies, songs, books, comedy specials, and a sundry of other creative forms. If it is grounded in reality or something we can glean from at different points or periods of ourselves, it is a continuous conversation. This is something director Christopher Nolan keeps in the forefront of his mind, stating,
I think my generation of filmmakers understood really this responsibility to try and make something that has layers, something that has more to it the second time you see it, or some different aspect to it. And I chose to take the path of incorporating that desire for a layered approach into the narrative itself, into the story, if you like. And so I've made films that have some ambiguity to them or some layering to them narratively, so that if you see them a second time, you're going to watch them in a slightly different way.
Darkness is your ally. You merely adopted the dark. I was born in it, molded by it.
a great example is Eddie Murphy's comedy special, Raw.
I look right in your face!
Wasn't me.
From this bit, Shaggy took that line and turned it into a song.
And we were sitting there one day, I think we were watching Eddie Murphy's Raw. He had a skit where he was talking about it wasn't me.
Walked in the kitchen and said, what the hell was you doing in that bitch's house today? You know what the man said?
Wasn't me.
And that was just a joke. And I said, why don't we just write that?
Jay-Z did the same thing in his song, Girls, Girls, Girls. This goes to show that long after a project is done, the conversation continues. Whether someone is inspired to take something and add their own spin to it, furthering the conversation, or in social commentary, like the YouTube comments section, if it is something of value, people will always come back to it. We can have a conversation with anyone, past, present, or future. Time is a construct. As long as the conversation is something of substance, backed by the 4 Fs, it will always continue. That being said, let us know your favorite work or conversation that someone has created that you always return to or think about. That is all the time we have for today. Thanks for watching, and until next time, stay beautiful.